All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I'm here with General Jer.
How's it going, mate?
So we're going to talk about how to improve WWE Raw. Real quick before I start there, I had many e-feds, Jerry, that I opened and closed there, but there's a new e-fed in town. Is that right, Jerry?
Yep, E-Fed is raw.
So a new e-fed that Jerry's running there, it's called E-Fed is Raw. I'm going to be a part of it, and that is the last ever e-fed that I'm ever going to be a part of. And I'm not going to own this one, so I can't shut down the channel. So it's going to be a lot longer. It's going to be on a lot longer than mine there. So unless, something happens to it there, I'm going to be in that fed, and it's the only e-fed that I'll ever be a part of ever again, for fuck's sakes. And the links in the description there, Jerry. Any quick things you want to say about this?
Yeah, basically, what it is just a comedy. It's a comedy E-Fed, so it's not like serious. So like it's not like really serious. It's like kind of very much like FGW.
Just not as gay.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens about that.
Yeah, about that.
We'll see about that, but yeah, well, it's mainly a comedy thing. So if anyone, like, what we're gonna do is like have different scenarios. We've even got Charlie Wolfkill versus Matt from the Rope Show there for the Alcohol Championship. So that should be pretty fun. And then we've got like different like random YWC members in it. So basically it's just really like a fun story type deal. It's not like a big serious, E-Fed or anything like that. It's just strictly comedy so that everyone can have a good time. Yeah, and I'm a Japanese champion there.
Japanese champion, Jerry.
And you're the global?
Global champion and elite star. So check the links in the description for that. Last chance to see me cutting nerdy wrestling promos, because once this fed is done, I'm officially retired there. But Jerry has plans to keep it open as long as TNA. I don't fucking know it. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video there. How to improve WWE Raw. I would talk about SmackDown, but there's a big giant SmackDown bandwagon right now, and all the stars are there, Cena and Orton, and it's a bit better than Raw there, so maybe we can focus on SmackDown at a later date. But I could say make it TV 14 again, but that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The TV 14's not gonna happen. I could say bring back Steve Austin, but that's not happening. He might come back for Mania for 3 minutes, but he's not going to show up on Raw every week. I can say put it down to 2 hours, and that would solve 3/4 of the problems, but not happening, folks. They're hungry for money, you know what I mean? Them advertiser dollars, so it's not going to go down to 2 hours. Of course, that would improve it, but that's not happening. I would say undo the brand split and put everybody back together. That would instantly make it better, but not happening. That's going to happen in a few years when they hit the 0.9 rating, Jerry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a couple of quick things there that could fix it as it is right now with the roster that they currently have at 3 hours. The main thing that I would change right away is to get rid of the unfunny PG skits there. It's supposed to be a new era, but basically it's the PG era minus the stars. It's the PG era with a bunch of fucking jobbers. It has a new look. It looks different, right, Jerry? They have a new theme song at the beginning of the show. You know, they have a new set, but basically it's the same fucking shit as the PG era, except it's guys you don't care about. So what I would do to make it different for real there is take out all the nonsensical PG skits there, the garbage fucking piece of shit skits that they got on there. Okay, even the company themselves, they had a skit with the New Day and what's their fucking names there?
Carl Anderson.
Carl Anderson and Festus there. They had a skit on Raw. It was so goddamn terrible. Even New Day themselves, the following week, they talked about how the skit was bad, how it was a waste of time. They didn't mention that they were a part of the skit. They put the blame on the other team there, but in reality, they were, you know, a part of that skit. You know what I mean? Even the people on the show themselves are talking shit about their own skits. You know what I'm saying? They need to get rid of unfunny, childish skits like this. Why can't they do something that's funny for real? How about a skit that's actually funny for real? They have Hollywood writers, apparently. Can't these Hollywood writers come up with something that's funny? Why does it have to be childish funny? Why can't it just be funny? Why does it have to be kid-oriented comedy? You understand, Jerry? Oh, it's entertainment. Yeah. Don't take it too serious. It's entertainment. If they claim to be entertaining people, then motherfuckers start entertaining people for real there. Your skits don't have to be childish. It doesn't have to be comedy for 5-year-old children. Family friendly doesn't mean only the children. There's mom and dad included in this family. Unless kids are being born by themselves and they live by themselves when they're 2-3 years old, they're, as far as I know, a family includes adults as well. You don't have to have TV-14 comedy. It doesn't have to be comedy about cocks and Shawn Michaels showing his ass, stuff like this. I get it. They don't want to put out a product like that, but they can still have PG stuff that's actually funny for real. Most TV shows that are legit funny aren't fucking rated R. They're TV PG.
Yeah, like remember the Animaniacs? Remember back in the 90s?
That was cartoon there.
Yeah, that was literally like a cartoon thing. But because they did like these innuendos or whatever, but they did it so well that even adults completely loved it. Like you gotta look at like Batman the animated series, or like, I mean, fuck's sake, The Big Bang Theory isn't even.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory, a show for adults or for anybody, a family show, but it's PG and it's funny. It's still funny. You still have funny moments. It's clever. You know what I mean, Jerry? It doesn't have to be a pair of tits and a penis. You know, it doesn't have to be stuff where they make fun of gay people or whatever, but they can still have clever comedy that's fucking TV PG, but it doesn't have to be childish. You know what I'm saying?
like, I mean, this is the thing, and I remember when I made that New Day rant, I was I think I would have been in the very first one, or even closer to the first one, that said "fuck the New Day" because they're horrible. Because people were afraid to say it, but honestly, like, I never found the New Day funny at all. You know, I don't know why they keep doing these skits. Like, I don't know who's laughing. Like, who is actually laughing? As people in the back generally think that this is hilarious. It's not funny. It's not funny. Even kids wouldn't even laugh at this. Kids are right now on Cartoon Network, which is 10 times more fucking funnier than the shit we have now. I mean, you know, you got the fucking animations that are like PG, and they're way more fucking funnier than this shit. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't get why they keep cramming down the New Day, and they're actually... The people that actually did like the New Day, the people that actually disliked my video originally, have now actually liked my video and said, you know what, he was right the whole time. The New Day aren't funny. I never found them funny. In fact, I just think they're just the three bunch. They're not funny. And when they think they're funny, you know, remember that whole incident where it was, you know, those fucking the Vavelle villains? Do you remember that segment with the Vavelle villains where they had the cardboard box times? Yeah, that was the most cringe-worthy shit I ever seen in my life. It was not funny one bit. Well, they're going to change the screen black and white. Yeah, but for the audience that are watching it, it's not changed. It's just, all they see is the New Day walking out in front of a cardboard box. So because the audience seen that, they didn't see the color change. And also, we can tell the difference when the viewers can tell a difference between the point of view, and that's why it wasn't funny. And even the actual comedy of coming out of a cardboard box and we're in the Vavelle villain era, it wasn't funny. The whole fucking trumpet, the fucking, I mean, everything about it, it's just not funny.
Like,
I don't know.
Like skits with time machines, that's been done for the past 100 years. You know what I mean? It's unoriginal stuff, and it's shittier versions of shit that we've seen from movies. And you know, why can't they come up with original stuff that's clever and funny for real? Why is it so hard? If they're not able to do real comedy, then motherfucker, don't try to do comedy then. How about that? How about being a bit more serious? Like, even it's not only the New Day, like even wrestlers that are cutting promos. Like, look, for example, Chris Jericho. Since when did Chris Jericho why is he a Santino Marella kind of character? Why did they do this to Y2J? Why isn't he fighting for the world title and stuff? Why is he a fucking straight up Santino Marella character? Why are they doing this? Like,
no one funny on it. They've got. I'm sorry to cut you off, WJ, but there's just a lack of talent. This is the thing with these indie guys, right? And I'm not bashing the indie fans or whatever, right? But let's face the facts. Are just whenever they attempt to be funny, they're just not funny. These guys can't even. Never mind try and do comedy. So what they have to do is they have to use a guy, Chris Jericho, a talented wrestler, and actually lower him to that point, because he's literally the only guy that's funny on the show. That's it. And even when he does his stuff, it's not getting old again. You know what I mean? So, and they're going to bury Chris Jericho in the process. So, like I'm saying, what they need to do is that creative team, all right? I don't know. They have this creative team I don't think knows how to write a wrestling show, but at least if these creative writers are Hollywood writers, at least they could fathom something that actually is funny. You know what I mean? It's fucking the comedy is like something you'd see in the 1960s, and even that's a fucking disgrace.
The comedy back then, the show like the Honeymooners from the old days, that's 1 billion times funnier than wrestling, and that's like 50, 60 years old. You know what I mean?
It's you know what it is? It's like they don't know their demographic, WJ, and that's, I've said this, the main issue that I have is that the main demographic for wrestling now is they need to hit their core audience. And to me, WWE, and I don't want to go on about, oh, children shouldn't be watching. Children should watch WWE. They have a right to, right? However, look at the most people that do watch it, it is between people the age of 13 to 40. That is like the age demographic. Even a child wouldn't even laugh at this comedy. Like, you know, so they're attempting to aim for a demographic that is probably more into their YouTubes and their Cartoon Networks. Why would these kids tune into wrestling when there's more entertaining things going on? You understand what I mean? So WWE, and Kevin Nash said it perfectly. He said, why the hell is WWE trying to aim for an audience that does not exist? That they don't exist. You know, these soccer moms at least appeal to like some, you know, teenage girls or whatever, at least to try. Well, they're trying to do that with Total Divas. But the problem is, though, is that they're not hitting their main demographic. That's the issue that they have. They're not aiming for their main demographic, and because of that, they're losing the audiences. You've seen yourself when they try to do this PG stuff, and I don't want to keep going on about the PG stuff, but whenever they started doing that, the viewership did go down as soon as they started doing the PG stuff, because they were aiming for a demographic that didn't exist. Yes, these kids buy these T-shirts, yes, but when these kids, my God, this is lame. That's the problem. They need to aim for a demographic that is suited for wrestling, and they need that balance. You know, wrestling does need comedy. It can be done well, but if you can't do comedy, there's no point in doing it at all. There's no point at all. Oh, WJ? Oh, no, it looks like I'm on the thank you, Christ. But yeah, I'll try and do something. But yeah, like I was saying, like I personally believe that WWE have just messed up in many parts, you know, and you know, it's just it like for the right demographic at all. Like I just feel as if, you know, I was looking at like the ratings for Raw, and actually PW Tour to actually break down age demographics. I don't know how they do it, but they actually have age demographics that like utilizes them. And guys between 21 to 49 has actually dropped by a lot of percent over the past few years, and it keeps dropping and keeps dropping and keeps dropping. So the main reason why a lot of this rating is actually going down is because their core audience isn't actually getting their service. Like I was saying in my video before, if it's like going into a game shop, right, a PlayStation shop, right, you walk in, you expect a PlayStation, but instead there's a bunch of fucking toilets. That's basically what it is. It's like going into your store, you expect great wrestling, you expect great storylines, but when you go into it, it's completely different. And it's almost like as if WWE is ashamed to even do something different. Like, it's almost like they're ashamed. If you look at what happened with that Miz scenario, right? WWE tried to sweep that under the rug so quickly. Why? They had a perfect something really well, but they didn't do it. They didn't. And the main reason why they haven't done it, it's quite simple. Ashamed of their own company. They are ashamed of who they are. And that's the problem, right, WJ? You're back.
Still alive, yeah.
Yeah, we're still alive. I had to cut out some improvisation here.
Kill some time, Jerry. But the whole show just doesn't feel serious enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for everything to be a childish skit. Every fucking promo has to have unfunny comedy in it. You know, there's no reason for that shit, you know. Why not? It's okay to have comedy if it's good, you know, but why not be a bit more serious with the fucking product there? You know what I mean? But another thing I wanted to mention there, apparently now they have all the big indie talent. You know what I mean? It's all the best wrestlers in the world. They're bringing in the best wrestlers. The company claims they're going to focus on in-ring talent, okay? But when I watch Raw, what I see is like fucking 8, 9, sometimes 10 jobber throwaway matches. Once in a while, you're going to get a big main event, but that is rare. Before you get to the big main event, you have to get through the first 2.5 hours of bullshit. And in this 2.5+ hours, you have like 8, 9 jobber matches. And I'm not talking about the enhancement fucking talent matches, which they never should have fucking brought back. Every match is already a fucking jobber match almost on the show. They had to bring back straight up jobber matches to make it even worse. So you're going to get 6, 7 matches that are like 5 minutes long. You can have a bunch of 2-minute matches on the same show. Why not have, you can have your 2, 3 fucking piece of shit enhancement throwaway garbage jobber matches. But how about you give us like 3, 4 real matches on the show there? You can give us a 15-minute indie style match with real wrestling in the match. You can give us a fucking 10, 15-minute hardcore match. What's wrong with having a hardcore match on Raw? Why do I have to wait a fucking once a year for a specific fucking pay-per-view just to have a goddamn gimmick match? Why can't they give us a 10-minute match with weapons that's actually exciting? Something we can talk about. Hey, did you see that match there? The big moves, holy shit. Why can't I mark out for matches now? Instead, it's a 3-minute shit fest, boring piece of shit with a guy like Darren Young, and there's nothing in these matches. There's no moves. There's nothing to make the crowd go, oh, nothing. Fuck all to make the crowd mark out. We're watching a wrestling show, but we're not allowed to get good matches on the goddamn show. They give us nothing to mark out over. If they're going to entertain the crowd, how about giving matches that they know that the fans like there? Why is it just a fucking 3-minute match with Sheamus? Why is it a fucking complete jobber that just came in? Why is it Bo Dallas against a fucking jobber for a minute and a half? Why can't we get real wrestling, real entertainment from a fucking wrestling show, real matches on the wrestling show, Jared? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's just like, this is what I feel as if they need to do, right? I feel as if there is too much tag team matches. And like, if you look at, right, so Raw, like, and I'm telling you right now, this is what's going to happen, right, on this week. Here's a spoiler alert. This is what's going to happen. The start of the show, you're going to have your little shitty storyline involving the McMahons, which it's not even good McMahon stories. It's that kind of post-authority bullshit. You know what I mean? It's still that whole Stephanie and, like, it's not even the main story isn't. That aside, they do their intro. For whatever reason, they have a reason to actually tell us what's going to happen, right? Rather than surprising people or whatever, they go, now we're going to have this, and we're going to have that, and we're going to have the other. Maybe just straight away start a match so that people can actually get in. Do it like a fucking whatever people are into, those big matches at the start of the show. And then in the middle of the show, tag matches. You can maybe have one, right? But I personally believe that they're just shoving these tag matches. And I don't. If I see another 6-man tag, I swear to God, I'm gonna flip my shit. I don't want to see any more of that. Is that to maybe build these tag teams, actually have singles matches with one part of the team facing the other, right? Build up. Don't have them have their tag matches on Raw, because when it comes to the pay-per-view, we've already seen it. You need to, like, for whatever reason, WWE has no idea of actual build. They don't have any idea of build, right? So actually have one-on-one with these tag matches, just one competitor and one team, one competitor and the other. Let them face each other, right? Build up the story, and then finally then have the two tag teams face each other. And hell, I wouldn't even have a normal tag. I would maybe throw in maybe like an elimination, that at least, because because they've done so many tag teams, it's just killing the ratings. As soon as you go on, oh, it's another tag team with fucking Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and he's against Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, which they've been doing. You know, we've already seen weeks and weeks and weeks before. They keep doing it and doing it. I was only using that as an example, but like, you know, the New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, we've seen it. We've seen it 100 times. Like, they keep doing these, recycling these tag teams, so when it comes to a pay-per-view, it's not special. It's almost like WWE has forgotten the point of build. You have to build these teams. That's why, like, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy and Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys worked so well, is because they had singles matches. Maybe they had the Hardys versus the Edge and Christian were in the announcers table, whatever. But when eventually came to the pay-per-view with these three teams facing each other, my God, then it made it even more special. So more singles matches, I feel. They can have a tag match or whatever, but no more tag matches in the main event as well. I can't stand a tag match in the main event. As soon as I hear a tag match in the main event, boom, I just turn that shit off quicker than anything, because it's just boring. Anyway, I think I've ranted enough about tag matches.
Why can't we have big names having a good match on Raw? You know what I mean? Like, how about Triple H shows up tonight and he wants to fight Seth Rollins, but he's gonna fucking fight some other guy there for some reason. You know, a big name. How about that? Big names wrestling on the show. Like, John Cena hardly wrestles on SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like, how about that? They're a 20-minute fucking real match with a star on Raw. How come we have to only get a match on the pay-per-view? You know what I mean? What happened to big matches on Raw with big names? You know, I think they should do this there. Fucking give us a big match with a big name at least, so that we can fucking give a shit about your show, you know? Give us a nerdy indie / cruiserweight match for 15-20 minutes with a bunch of big crazy moves to impress the shit out of the crowd, you know? Give us a fucking hardcore match. You know, give us something, for God's sakes. What's the point of having fucking 10 3-minute matches on Raw? 5 of them end in disqualification. Who's interested in this? And in between that, you get a bunch of cornball shitty skits from the PG era. You know what I mean? It's bad, short, throwaway jobber matches. It's bad wrestling, and it's a bunch of PG skits. Have better comedy, take out the PG nonsense, make it a bit more serious. Instead of doing a PG skit that nobody cares for, have a wrestler cut a real promo that's actually going to entertain the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, back during the 80s, you had a bunch of kid fans buying merch and stuff, but they didn't go out there and act like children. You know, you had like PG gimmicks, but like Hogan would say, take your vitamins, kids, or whatever, but they didn't go out there and have fucking fights with Scooby-Doo and shit like this. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be like that there. You know, like Macho Man would be funny. He would be comedic when he would cut his promos. You know what I mean? Bobby Heenan would be comedic when he did some funny antics. He would be funny for real when he would talk, but it would be clever. The stuff he would say was clever stuff. You know what I mean? Not just a bunch of childish retardation. You know what I'm saying? They can be funny, but do it real. Fuck, take out these bad childish skits. They don't need this. You know what I mean? That's not needed. Fuck, have fucking good programming. That way everybody can enjoy it, kids included, you know. It doesn't have to be dark and disturbed content, but like make it fucking more better, fuck more clever. You know, it doesn't have to be stupid stuff there. Like you would see kids in the fucking fifth grade doing a play in school. That's what New Day looks like with their time machine skits. It looks like kids doing a play in school. It's the same amount of fucking of intelligence, the skits, you know what I mean? They don't need to do that kind of garbage, and they need to have real wrestling that's good. Neville isn't going to be in the fucking main event match at the pay-per-view. You don't need to save Neville for the pay-per-view. Have Neville go out there and bust his fucking ass. Make him impress the crowd with a bunch of crazy moves there. You know, Kevin Owens is the champ right now, but it's not like he's a big star that should only wrestle on pay-per-views. I know we just had a match last week against Roman Reigns, but like, you know, these guys, they can fucking fight for 20 minutes on the show, you know. Seth Rollins can wrestle a jobber and put on a good match, you know what I'm saying? Fix the fucking wrestling and fix your skits. Let the wrestlers cut entertaining promos for real. It doesn't have to be fake comedy, the promos. Even the promos, it's boring, cheesy lines of corniness. They're like, they like fucking the team you don't like there. I can't even remember these fucking guys, these new age stars. What's the team you ranted on, Jerry?
Oh, Carla. Oh, New Day?
No, the Italian you don't like there.
Oh, Enzo
and Big Cass.
They're not forgettable.
Enzo and Big Cass, you know them. It's a cheesy promo, okay, but you know, all of the rest of them doesn't have to be like that. Jericho's cutting cheesy promos. Seth Rollins doing cheesy promos. Kevin Owens making jokes all the time. You know what I mean? Not everybody has to be a comedian. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to look serious. I know wrestling isn't meant to be taken seriously, but they can still make the show at least look somewhat serious, a bit at least. You know what I mean, Jer?
You know what it is, right? And this is a suggestion that Kevin Nash gave, and I feel that this is probably the only resolution to kind of sort this all out. Kevin Nash suggested that they can do the Raw, like the 3 hours, whatever, right? They can do their titty crap on that. SmackDown, they can do their whole, you know, crap there, right? SmackDown's okay, but it's like, it's not the, you know, mark out about, really. You know what I mean? SmackDown's okay, but it's not on the mark out, really. And you got your NXTs or whatever. What I believe is that network. I feel that they should have one that's 1 hour on a Friday night for adults. I don't see why.
Saying that fucking 2-3 years ago. I've been saying that since the beginning of the network, a TV 14 show on the network. But they don't want to do it.
Well, but like, this is the thing, they have TV 14 content on, and it's age restricted, so kids can't access it anyway.
They
so why
have
not have
Camp WWE. The only fucking TV 14 show is a little cartoon there.
And it's not even a good, like, it's like fucking a kid's version. It's like kids, though, like a kid's version of wrestlers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why does the cartoon have to be that the wrestlers are children? You see the mentality. They do a TV 14 show, but the show is geared to attract children. It's not meant for us. I don't want to watch child John Cena there at camp. I'm not interested in this shit. I'm not fucking 15-year-old kid there that watches cartoons. If I was a little kid watching cartoons, I might want to watch it, but I'm a grown man, for God's sake. I don't want to watch a kid version of fucking Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, why would you watch that when you've just got South Park, which do comedy 10 times more better? You know what I mean?
A million times better. Those, Family Guy, it's a billion times better than wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another thing they need to do with these indie guys they're bringing in, like they're about to bring in a whole crop of cruiserweight guys. There's no vignettes for these guys to build them up. There's no build up for any of these new cruiserweights. The only build up is it's the cruiserweight division. That's the build up. It's not, Johnny, the high flyer from the cruiserweight. It's just being labeled as the cruiserweight division, a division that they mocked. My homeboy Barbecue Sauce on Twitter reminded me of this, how they gave the cruiserweight title to fucking Hornswoggle.
Oh yeah, remember that?
They put the cruiserweight belt on Hornswoggle to make fun of the title. They, give me a break there. And suddenly this matters now. Apparently it's important. The cruiserweights, after they've made fun of it. And let's be honest, there in WCW, they have their little special of Nitro, how the cruiserweight saved Christmas, and they helped to beat the evil WCW there. But the cruiserweights on WCW was filler. That's what it was. The same way that the tag team division is filler, Jerry, because that's what tag teams have always been. Filler. Okay, that's what the cruiserweight division was in WCW. It was filler. Back then, nobody gave a shit about Juventud Guerrero. Nobody was sitting there, hey, this guy is good in Mexico. We won the AAA title. You didn't have these phony baloney fans back then, Jerry. Back then, it was Hogan's in the main event. That's what people talked about. They talked about Goldberg. They talked about Scott Steiner talking shit about Ric Flair. Nobody sat there fucking praising Laparta. Nobody did this. If they tell you that they cared about the cruiserweights, they're full of fucking shit. Okay, because the cruiserweights back then, it was filler. Back in the days when you had the New World Order and guys like Steve Austin and The Rock there, nobody was talking about Funaki on Raw. You understand? Yes, he was a funny guy once in a while, but you wouldn't talk to your buddies about Kai and Tai on Monday or on Tuesday morning at school. We talked about the main events. You know what I'm saying? So now they're it's the cruiserweights, and we're supposed to mark out cruiserweights like this fucking matters. Everybody in your Fed is already a fucking cruiserweight. What's gonna happen at some point? You're gonna have a big cruiserweight. And then Finn Balor's going to be even smaller than their current cruiserweight champ whenever that's going to happen. Go in the New Day time machine. I swear, Jerry, at some point they'll have a world champ that's even smaller than the cruiserweight champ. You know what I mean? But my point, my original point in all this was, how about building up these guys? It's plain guys fighting another plain guy in a plain match. and they have no character, no promo skills. They're not even allowed to showcase their skills if they do have some, because all they get is a 30-second scripted line backstage real quick there. I'm going to fight. I'm going to prove who I am. I've been around the world. I'm fighting next. All right, this guy's fighting next, and he's fighting another guy. Okay, that's the whole. They have no character. Oh, it's fucking Ben Edwards. Oh, big Ben Edwards, folks. He fought around the world there, and now he's here to fight on Raw. Oh, by the way, what he's done around the world doesn't matter. What happens in this Fed matters. So their gimmick is that they're indie wrestlers who wrestled around the world, and then you tell them that doesn't matter what they do outside of WWE. You understand?
Yeah.
But like, they have no character. It's a plain looking guy. They look as plain as it gets. They don't have the look of a Macho Man. You know, Macho Man had great promo skills, okay, but he had an interesting look. You understand? His face, his voice, the way he moved, everything. They all had a look, these wrestlers. The Hogans, all of them, even jobbers like Brooklyn Brawler, he came out with that big face there, and you know what I mean? They all had a look, and it was all unique. Now they all look like plain indie wrestlers. How about building up these sons of bitches? Can they at least get a nickname of some kind? You know, how about, oh, it's Killer Ben Edwards. You understand? And then Ben Edwards can at least have a little something to work with. You know what I mean? They have no more characters. I'm not saying dress them up in a garbage man suit, but at least give them something, for God's sakes, that they can work with. Like Bobby Roode, his gimmick is just a word, Jerry. It's the word glorious. That's his entire gimmick right there. It's a word. The song, he cuts his promo. He says, my match is going to be glorious. And then the song starts playing. The cheesy motherfuckers in the crowd start cheering for the song. You know what I mean? But most of the wrestlers don't even have that. Like Sami Zayn, he doesn't even have that. I'm a guy that was friends with Kevin Owens, and now I'm a guy that's against him. And even when Sami fights another wrestler, they talk to him about Kevin Owens. That's all he has. I'm an indie guy that had 1 million matches with Kevin Owens. That's his entire gimmick. He has nothing.
You know how bad it is, WJ? Do you remember that guy that got let out by the Miz on SmackDown last week? The guy that was out of shape with the bleach blonde hair? Right. I'm not joking to you. I seen the most fucking dumbest shit I ever seen. I was on No DQ forum, right? And it's nothing to do with Arm Rift or anything like that, because, you know, they're the guys that just literally just run the thing, right? But some people, some fans, even on wrestling forums, even on Twitter, even on Facebook, there were fans saying that this man needs to get pushed. This man looks like a scrotum. He looks like a walking scrotum. How can you push this man? For God's sake, I'm in better shape. I'm in better shape than this guy. Oh, what? You're going to give me a World Heavyweight Championship shot? I mean, I am taller than Dolph Ziggler, but Jesus, is this the point now where to be in WWE, you have to be smaller than the average man? No,
you know why they like him, Jerry? Because he has he has a little bit of character in his face. That's all it takes. You understand? He has a bit of character. So just because the fans are used to seeing guys with so little character now, they see a guy like this, because of his funny looking face, he's over right away. Just because he has a bit more character, you understand? But of course you can't. Were these people saying that he should have a real push? But
yes, like they think he should win it like a mid-card championship now, and he should be on the show regularly all the time. This guy was originally just to face Baron Strowman on a one-off match. But this is the thing, like I don't get it with these kind of this fan mentality. It's like once they see someone that's like really weak and really bad, and someone that is like, you know, like they always like the underdogs and shit. Like that type of underdog mentality. But the problem is, though, is that if everyone's an underdog, then no one's an underdog on the show. That's the point of that's why the Daniel Bryan story works so well, because Daniel Bryan was a legitimate underdog. But the difference is, though, if your roster is full of underdogs, there ain't no fucking underdogs in there. Fucking everyone's the same. Same.
Exactly.
That's the point. You know,
we've seen Daniel Bryan already, so now it's just a bunch of like other Daniel Bryans. You understand?
Yeah.
It's all the same thing. Every guy wrestle around the world. He horned this craft, boy. You know what I mean? It's the same story with every guy. They're all 5 foot tall. They have no charisma, nothing. They don't have any star power there. They don't have that natural charisma like Macho Man. Let's say his look, you know, he has that look. Like Jeff Hardy, he's not a good talker. You know what I mean? Jeff Hardy, not the best on the mic, but he has some kind of look that gets people excited.
Natural charisma. Mean? Yeah,
like sometimes like that rock star aura that people he just moves like a weirdo there, but he does different things with, you know, and it gets people excited. But these guys, they don't have that. Like even Daniel Bryan, he's not like a guy like a Hogan with charisma oozing off of him, you know. But he had that kind of magic to attract the fans, that magnet. You know what I mean? The fans were just attracted to Bryan for some reason, you know. People, oh, he's just smiling. But when he would smile, the fans would go psycho for him. You know what I mean? But like these new age guys, they don't have that kind of charisma. They don't have, or the wrestlers, they don't have that. They don't have the mic skills. They don't have the look. All they have is wrestling. But like, you know, you need more than that. Fuck, you need more than that, man. You know, and another thing, their storylines. That we talk about storylines. They need fucking stories, man. McMahon himself, he used to say, like, if it wasn't for the stories, it would just be 2 men in tights pretending to fight. And that's what's happening now. That's what's been happening for a long time. You know, you need to give us good stories to care about fake fighting. Because that's what it is there. Not everybody is an indie fanboy who pretends to mark out for a fucking indie move there. Not everybody cares that a guy is able to do a flip. Oh, this guy that wrestles on what culture? He did a great flip. This isn't the 80s anymore, man. When they do these over choreographed, fake looking matches, it's not the 80s. Well, in the 80s, all Hogan had to do was fucking look at the crowd, and they would mark out 20 times more than your fucking flips in the indies there. You know what I'm saying?
They're killing wrestling.
They need fucking stories. Yeah. You know, they need stories, man. We at least need to care about the wrestlers. You know, we at least need to care. Eddie Guerrero was a small guy, but we cared about him. He was good at talking. Very small guy, same size as your indie guys that are there today. But Eddie Guerrero had a shit ton of charisma. He had it all except the size. He could talk. He had that aura. He could wrestle a fucking A1 wrestler. You know. So, you know, your guys of today, if they're small, they need to at least have charisma, for God's sake, to attract people there. Since when did WWE forget that they needed stories and characters to build up wrestlers? Like, you look at these fucking stories, it's just fucking, it's nothing. Even the biggest match, Rollins and Kevin Owens, it's Seth Rollins is upset at Triple H. He's not even upset at Kevin Owens. He's upset at Triple H. That's his feud with Kevin Owens. Fuck, man. There's not even a fucking story there, for God's sakes. You know? And that's the biggest match on the biggest show, and there's no story to it. Let's suspend him for some reason. No, he's not suspended. He's fighting for the title. There's your story. Oh, you jealous of Triple H because Triple H, he like me more than him. There's your story, for God's sakes, man.
Do you know what, as well? Like, the problem is with the stories itself is that why is the McMahons involved in every single fucking goddamn story? Can we not have where...
Didn't they say they were going to put an end to that? They said it themselves, and they're not doing it.
Said that. Mick Foley said that before he joined the company to do this, but now they've done it more.
Now with the GM and the owner, or whatever the way it is, there you get a bunch of authority figure stuff. You get it from Stephanie, and then you get a bunch with Foley. Same thing on SmackDown, you know.
You know,
they're just fucking wasting our time there. They need to have real fucking skits there. Have real fucking skits. Back in the day when the authority figure came out, when McMahon came out there during the Attitude Era and the fucking ruthless aggression, people would fucking mark the fuck out. When you'd hear McMahon's music playing there, you'd have people booing, people cheering, you'd have it all. McMahon coming out with his big walk, McMahon cutting fucking promos that are fucking just supreme. You know what I mean? McMahon, oh, The Rock, Steve Austin promo. Don't forget about McMahon during the Attitude Era. He's the one who made them look good. You know what I mean? If anybody was the best at promos, it was McMahon. Fuck, the funniest motherfucker you can have. He played the role of a heel fucking as best as anybody ever portrayed a heel in wrestling. He was so good. His face, the way he talked, the stuff he said, just untouchable promo-wise. That's what we had with the authority. It wasn't just shit authority garbage that you have now. You had McMahon coming out being epic, beyond epic on the mic there. Just him walking was incredible. It was so funny, so much charisma. You know what I mean? Just McMahon walking. I'd rather look at McMahon walking for 20 minutes than the pay-per-view main event that's coming up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what you add. You add McMahon coming out, talking to guys like Steve Austin, talking with guys like The Rock. and he would do real comedy skits with quality wrestlers like Kurt Angle, stuff like that. Mick Foley used to do cheesy comedy, but that was like a gimmick he was doing. It was like purposely cheesy kind of deal as a gimmick, you know what I mean? That was the fucking stuff with the Authority. Not just Stephanie coming out doing nothing. Shane McMahon coming out talking with zero charisma. He's like a fucking white piece of paper. That's the fucking charisma that Shane has. The same charisma as a white piece of paper. Hey guys, we're gonna have a match tonight, guys. Tag team match. We're gonna have what's the name of the Irish girl that won the belt there?
Becky Lynch.
We're gonna have a Becky Lynch match, guys. So exciting. Then Daniel Bryan, yes, tag match, playa, yes.
By the way, can Daniel Bryan please knock that off? Because he's really fucking annoying me now. Like, really, he's so annoying as a general manager. I hate to say that, but he is so goddamn annoying. Him and Shane, like, they just look all happy and stuff. Like, this is going to be amazing. But see, this is the problem with the show. This is the problem, right? With the Attitude Era or whatever, you had an authority figure that was actually pure evil. That was a guy that would crush people, right? A guy that actually worked off the wrestlers. You go to Raw, you have Mick Foley talking with Stephanie, arguing what decision they should do, rather than actually working with the... I mean, if they're going to work with the wrestlers, at least do it right and put these wrestlers over. You got SmackDown, right? Although it's like many could say it's a great show. However, what story is going to come from this if Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are nice to everyone? It doesn't make any sense. At least could we have a Shane heel turn again, please? Something. But like fucking Daniel Bryan, like, guys, yes, it's really nice. This is amazing. No, that, like, fuck's sake, dude. It doesn't even fucking help anything at all. It really doesn't.
Look at that last week. Mick Foley coming out with the divas at the beginning. These are divas. These are women. You know?
Oh, jeez. So fucking gay, like.
And he's boring. He's boring as shit. And it's like we said there, the women's movement happened in the 1950s or 60s, whenever the fuck it happened there. It's not like they have to come out. These are women, and you know, it's like
no, we can see they're women. Like it's like these are women. Yeah, we can see they're women. All right. Yeah, you know, like
we're not gonna have bra and panties matches. Oh fuck, because everybody hates that. You don't want to do that. Like, what's wrong with a woman in the fucking bathing suit, for God's sake? Since when is that TV-14, just to have a woman in the bathing suit? Is that rated R, a woman in a bikini? I'm pretty sure there's women in bikinis on PG programming there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you know what it is? Like, they're trying to do the stuff that a small minority of fans have been saying, like, we want this, we want that. But the problem is that they're aiming so hard for this small minority of wrestling fans that it's completely destroying the main wrestling fans that are watching it. Like, I just can't watch Raw. Like, some guy like messaged me because I said I'm not going to do Raw or SmackDown reviews. I'm going to attempt WJ, all right? I watch Raw and SmackDown, right? I'm not going to watch it tonight. Fuck that. I'm not staying up for that shit, right? I'll maybe watch it the next day when I'm free, and I might do a review on it, right? But the main reason why, and I haven't watched the full show in like 5 or 6 weeks, maybe some clips here and there, but the reason why I haven't is just so fucking boring. And even SmackDown, really, I thought, well, it's 2 hours, but it's still, like, I'm sorry, but like that opening, people are saying SmackDown's great. You know, we're going to start off with a women's 6-pack challenge. Like, wasn't this supposed to be
garbage?
nerdy shit like
Oh,
fucking.
it's the Hype Brothers with Zack Ryder, and apparently this is great. I'm on Team SmackDown. Oh yeah, hey. Is that what you're marking out for? The Hype Brothers and garbage like this? Good for you, fuck. Good for you. You're a great guy because you like SmackDown there. You know what I mean? This is just a big phony baloney bandwagon there. They did the same thing during the first brand split. Everybody was apparently a fan of SmackDown and not Raw there. Same things happening now because a lot of young fans, they grew up with a brand split, so they're excited for the split there. It's like when I was a kid, yeah, when it started becoming bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's this whole SmackDown shit is eventually that's gonna die off there. And once Raw gets down to a 1.5, they're gonna have to put the stars like Cena back on Raw. What they should have done there, they should have kept Raw with like fucking Raw, just improve the show, keep it with your real stars, and make SmackDown the fucking indie show there. Because now you look at Raw, you have the Cenas, you have the big matches with AJ Styles, Orton, the big Bray Wyatt match. SmackDown still feels like a WWE show, you know what I mean? But then you look at Raw and it's like, fuck is this? What the fuck happened to this show? It's like a fucking bomb hit the fucking program and it became ROH somehow. They took off underneath all the rubble. What's left is Ring of Honor on Monday nights. That's what you have now. It's Ring of Honor on Raw, and it's full of guys with no fucking build, no character, nothing. They should have kept the fucking stars on Raw. Take all the fucking jobbers and shove them on SmackDown, build them up on there. You know what I mean? They should have done that. It would have felt fresh. It's a new show. It's a new era with new young stars here on SmackDown. Now it's like they just took the stars, they split them up, and it feels like there's nobody left apart from jobbers. It's like, oh my God, man, what happened here? But yeah, I'm gonna try to do the Raw reviews on Tuesdays, and I'll just do the SmackDowns on Wednesdays. That way I can still do my Raw review on Tuesday and not cover it up right away with a SmackDown review, I'll try that, and if I can't do it, well, fuck, I don't know, man. If it's still too terrible, I don't know. I might just fucking not review the damn fucking weekly shows and do the pay-per-views, but I'll try anyway. Were you saying something, Jer?
Do you know what? This is a crazy thing, and I did do a video on this, but I didn't upload it. There's something I kind of want to point out. Last week, Raw got a 1.88 rating, right? Yeah. A lot of you might know this guy, iDubbbz or whatever, right? iDubbbz did a video on Leafy, right? But I'm not going to discuss about that drama or whatever, right? But the point that I'm making is that this guy uploaded around about the same time as Raw went on air, right? A guy talking about another YouTuber got more viewership than WWE. That's embarrassing. So a YouTuber, that's like you talking about another YouTuber, WJ, and beating Raw in the ratings.
Guys like PewDiePie is getting the same views as Raw. Raw,
double more.
It's definitely it's it's not dead, it'll never be dead, but it's dying. It's at least you can say it's not what it used to be. That's for damn sure.
And like I said, I'm looking more forward to fucking iDubbbz's new video on Leafy than I actually am. actually am watching the show tonight. Like, that's how fucking bad it's gotten, man.
I have more fun doing these fucking weirdo we-fed shows we do than watching wrestling. See,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just to recap real quick there, fucking enough with the PG garbage, fake comedy for children. Take that fucking shit out. It's unneeded. At least they don't need 10 fake skits. They don't need 10 childish skits per fucking show there. If you need to absolutely have a childish skit, do one of them. Have the others try to make it funny for real. Clever shit that's actually funny for real, that adults can enjoy along with the rest of the fucking other demographics there. It's not just about fucking kids and 14-year-old girls there. Fucking, we're allowed to enjoy the program too, for fuck's sakes. You know what I mean? I've been watching this show for 30 years. Don't fucking fuck with me like this there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fucking give us real fucking comedy. Fucking, we don't need a bunch of childish bullshit. Another thing, make it more serious. Not everything has to be a PG joke, a PG laid back joke. We're having fun here. We're having a good time. You can give us something serious. It doesn't have to be somebody raping somebody else. It doesn't have to be a headshot with a steel chair. Just give us serious stuff. Why can't we have a serious storyline that it looks like somebody's fucking with someone for real there? How about stuff that looks real? Can they do that? It doesn't all have to be, Scooby-Doo skits there. Give us some serious stuff there. Give us real matches. That was another thing, real matches. You know what I mean? Real wrestling. And again, they can do PG stuff that's still adult oriented. Be adult oriented, but keep it PG. You can do that, just like all the other shows on TV that get 10 times more views than WWE there. They can do that shit. Be PG, but be good for real. What else did we say? Fucking characters. These wrestlers need characters. Plain guy from the indies, but the indies don't matter. Gimmick, that's not a gimmick. The guys need gimmicks, not fucking, hey, I'm a pilot. We don't need a wrestler coming out dressed like a pilot, but they can have something cool about them, a fucking character of some sort. Fucking
Bray Wyatt, for example, like,
yeah, that's a character.
Like why? Like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, I think he's literally the only one with like a legitimate character.
Yeah, that's a guy that has a character. It's a character that adults can like. You know what I mean? It's not a PG retarded character. More characters. Like, you know, they not all exactly like Wyatt, but a different kind of character that adults can enjoy. Something more than plain indie wrestler. We need more than that. You know what I mean? We need more than just that there. What else did we talk about? Storylines. They need real fucking storylines. And that's not asking much from a wrestling show. Good wrestling matches on the wrestling show. Different kinds of matches. How about a gimmick match? You can give us a fucking battle royal. Battle royals are fun. You know what I mean? People like that. How about giving us a battle royal? The winner gets a shot at whatever fucking belt there.
Or at least a ladder match? An odd ladder match? Or a kid, you know? Why
can't we have a ladder match for the U.S. title on Raw? How come the US belt is only defended at pay-per-views? How come the Intercontinental title is only defended at pay-per-views? You completely devalued the title. It doesn't mean shit anyway. You know, you're not going to treat that like the fucking world title and only defend it once a month there. How about a tag team title match in a gimmick match of some kind? You know what I mean? How about an original concept match? How about something new and innovative from WWE for once? Is that too much to ask? Why do they remake comedy skits from 100 years ago? Can they at least come up with an original type of wrestling match on the wrestling show? At least TNA tries to come up with stuff, Jerry.
Yeah.
They try to come up with matches, different kind of match concepts, stuff like this. You're telling me WWE can't come up with one new fucking idea of some sort that we can enjoy? Come on.
It's I just can't get into it. I just can't. You know, I thought with this brand split, something might be salvaged, but no, they've actually made it worse.
They brought in indie wrestlers, put them to work, make them fucking bust their ass. I respect me, I bust my ass, then do it, fuckers.
Yeah.
Do it for real there. Bust your ass in a 20-minute match on Raw. Put some fucking heart into it. You fucking boring cocksuckers. Do something. It's Sami Zayn in the 3-minute match against Sheamus and the disqualification. Do something, you fucker. You know what I mean?
Just imagine you grabbing fucking Finn Balor. Do something, fucker, there!
They're going to bring in these indie guys. Make them wrestle if they're the best wrestler. Well, it's not the 80s anymore, man. It's a new kind of wrestling. Well, where is this wrestling? Where is it, fuck? It's not on Raw, because all I see is 3-minute matches that I've been seeing for 5 years. Where's the wrestling?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Give us a tag team match that's good. Why is it just 3-minute job squash matches that end in DQ with Festus? How about a good tag team match? They were able to do it 40 years ago. They're not able to do it now. Hasn't it improved a little bit, for fuck's sake? How come the Ricky Morton from the days of the territories was able to have matches of tag teams that excited crowds in the fucking 70s? They can't do that now, 40 years later, have a good tag team match? Is that too much? Fuck is wrong with these cocksuckers? Do something, fuck. Sasha Banks, the 4 horsewomen, make them wrestle for 15 minutes then.
Are they doing that?
No, but that's what they apparently called themselves on NXT. They should do that. That could do a little something, calling themselves the 4 horsewomen, but they're only allowed groups of 3 in WWE, and they're only allowed to be job squads instead, Jared. They're not allowed to come up with anything cool in wrestling. That's a rule. Rule number 1, nothing good. Rule number 2, nothing cool. Make sure you don't forget the rules there. That's what it is in wrestling now. Fucking bullshit. But why can't they do that? A real 10, 15, fucking 20-minute tag match that's good. A 15, 20-minute indie wrestling match that they actually wrestle for real. They're so good, they wrestle around the world. Prove it, you little midget cunt. Prove it. These divas, they're women, you know. Oh, fuck, I didn't know. I thought they were all men in there. But let these women wrestle then. Sasha Banks is the new age of women's wrestling. Prove it, you fucking bitch. Wrestle for 20 minutes on Raw, you fucking puta cunt. Wrestle. Fuck, man. Give us a 10-minute gimmick match. Is that too much to ask for? a 10-minute gimmick match of hardcore? How about a 20-minute battle royal? Something new, something fresh, for fuck's sake. Oh, you want a hardcore match? You'll get it once a year there. You want a ladder match? You got to wait for TLC, where we put all our matches on one show every year. Table match, you got to wait for TLC. Ladder match, wait for TLC. Why can't I get a fucking ladder match on Raw, Jerry? Why? Makes no fucking sense, man.
Bunch of fucking cunts.
TNA has shows. They'll have 4 or 5 gimmick matches in one night. Why can't WWE give us one? They're not able to give us one gimmick match on the show. It's just 3-minute dead matches with nothing. Oh, Dolph Ziggler sold the move so good. Fuck you, man. The match, back in the day, that's what you had, Jerry. You had fucking all kinds of good matches on Raw. Steve Austin was wrestling in the main event on Raw every week. It wasn't the thing that Steve Austin only wrestled once a month. He wrestled every fucking week on Raw. All the good stars wrestled every week on Raw, and they were good matches. Not every match was good, but you had good matches on every show. Every show had good matches. Now you get fuck all. It's a 3-minute dead match that ends in DQ, a 15-minute tag team main event that ends in DQ. There's nothing to praise but these little fucking mental cases. This is good. Dolph Ziggler sell that move so fucking good. That's what you got now. Dolph Ziggler sold the move. I'm so fucking excited there. Some guy wrestled on Raw. He used to be in Japan. Was his match on Raw good? No, but he had a good match that I watched one time with my cousin there when I watched one of his Japanese matches. But I'll pretend I followed his entire indie career, Jared. That's what was good. Did he have a good match? No, but he was there, so that's good enough. A guy that happened to wrestle in Japan was a part of a 3-minute match, and Ziggler sold the move in another match. Fuck, that's a 10-star show right there, Jerry. Bullshit. That is not a 10-star show. That is not good wrestling. Just because you have a man crush on Ziggler and some weirdo fucking fixation on Ziggler selling moves, who gives a shit about that? Since when do people give a fuck about a little bitch like that sells moves? You have nothing else to talk about, for God's sakes. That's all you have to say about the guy? Come on, man.
Yeah, you know? I mean, that's what I don't get with him. Like, it's like, and here's the thing, like, I don't mind Dolph Ziggler, but like this is the thing though with Dolph, right? I don't I'm not like overly excited, right? Because his character's been buried to the point where no one gives a shit anymore. And that's the thing with a lot of these guys, is that they're just like, they're just like, you know what they're like? They're like drinking water, right? Drinking water's like fucking, it's like fucking, you know what? It's just water, right? It's basic. But, we need some fucking Pepsi. We need some fucking something with a bit of fucking flavor to it. You know what I mean? That's the problem with it. We need some flavor to it, you know?
It's the real fans, the original fans of wrestling are fucking running away from the product. What you have left is little kids there, okay? And you have little girls, even girls in their 20s. They like everything because they think the wrestlers are good looking. That's why they like the wrestlers. They don't care if a match is 2 minutes of horse shit. They only care because they have a crush on Seth Rollins. And then you have the mentally disturbed there, the extreme of the fanboys that are left. Even some of the guys I know on here that were heavy fanboys a lot of them once in a while are going to break down and they're going to say it sucks. Sometimes you'll have a guy like Boston fan, oh, I'll never stop watching. Even me, I'll probably stick with it because I've been watching it for 30 years. It's, it's hard to just walk away like that. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch MMA. Wrestling has always been my hobby, so it's hard to just walk away from it. But like, I don't pretend that it's the best, you know what I mean? And I might, I think I'm beyond the breaking point, to be honest with you, Like,
Yeah.
it's very, like, even now with the fucking, with me doing it so I can do reviews and all of that, even that's coming to a point that it's like, fuck, this is too hard. It's too hard to keep watching. That's how I've been feeling the past couple months, But
Yeah.
like, yeah, hopefully it improves there, Like, if it could improve the way that we're talking about it, fuck, I would love to come on here and review Raw and tell you how good it is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't fake review it. You have a lot of fakes on here that fakes, they say that it sucks just to look cool or something, to get extra hits on the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if Raw actually was good for real, I wouldn't fucking deny it. I would come on here and say, hey man, I thought this was a really good show. But when the show is full of boring PG skits, the kind of skits that little kids are doing in fucking school there, when it's stuff like that, we all know that it's not good there. When it's 3-minute jobber matches throughout the entire show, we know it ain't fucking good. But if WWE could improve, I would love nothing more, man, than to come on here and to mark out with you guys. I would love it. I would love to be on Twitter. Oh my God, whoever did this and that, you know what I mean? Fuck, man. But I'm not going to go on Twitter. Oh, such a great 2-minute match with nothing happening. Oh my God, Ziggler sold that move so well, guys.
No.
I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? But hopefully they can fucking improve. You said it's a new era. How about the good era? Can we get that? The good era?
The name itself, New Era, is just fucking stupid as well.
Basically, what it is, Jerry, it's the PG era, but we ran out of wrestlers, so now we're scraping every fucking bum we can find on the indie scene era. That's what it is. The modern era minus the stars era. That's what it is. It's full of indie guys, but they're not being used in an indie fed kind of way where they can wrestle to their full potential. That's how these guys became popular with indie fans, by having very good matches. But they're not allowed to do that. You look at Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in Ring of Honor. When they had a match, when Kevin Owens turned on him there, I actually watched that match. When Kevin Owens turned on Sami Zayn the first time or whatever in Ring of Honor, it was all dramatic. It was well done. And that's Ring of Honor, a tiny piece of shit fed there. It was done well, a way bigger build to what they did on NXT and Raw there. It was presented well, and the match was extremely good. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of matches they're doing now. So if they want to use these indie guys for what the indie fans, love them for, then they have to let them wrestle for real. You know, people don't care about fucking Cesaro against Sheamus. It might be a long match. It might be a 15-minute match. Minus the commercials, you get about 6 minutes left of match there. But that's not Cesaro. Cesaro can wrestle a lot better than that. Now he's been relegated to fucking uppercut, 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 uppercut. The little spinning move, uppercut, 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 uppercut. Oh, it's the Gotch neutralizer or whatever there. You know, it's that's not Cesaro. Cesaro, we've seen him have way better matches. Cesaro and Sami Zayn on NXT. One of the best matches that they ever did on NXT. Incredible match. That's why I started caring about Sami Zayn, because of that. You know what I mean? Because of that match with Cesaro. But he's not doing that on Raw. Instead, he just comes out dancing and he does nothing.
This guy 006 made a very good point, WJ. He said, notice how most of the botchamanias are all indies. You ever notice that? Like, most of these guys that do these moves are actually, most of them are actually botches as well. You know what I mean?
Botch, yeah, because
a lot of them. So, like, you know, like, I don't know why. I don't know. Like, this is the thing. They took this Daniel Bryan thing, right? I don't think it's solely like the story of Daniel Bryan. Yes, it worked because he had the charisma, but they've taken it to like a whole different direction now, where it's like, wait, hang on, what are we doing again? Like, it's, you know, it's just they fucked it up so much, man. They just can't fathom that stories is what drives wrestling, and if you don't have a story, then there's no point. Like, there's no cliffhangers on Raw anymore. On tag team matches and all this, like, these bunch of fucking virgins watching this crap, and these fans are annoying me now. These fans every time, you just shut up. Stop taking over the show. Like, these fans are more concerned about getting themselves over sometimes than actually in the ring. And a matter of fact, some of these indie wrestlers have even said that what's going on in WWE is horseshit as well. Even they've said that some of these fans have taken over the show. They're more concerned about getting themselves over. Listen, I like a crowd when they pop. Don't get me wrong. A crowd, they pay their tickets, they can say what they want. But when they're just rambling pure and utter shite, they're taken away from the show. That's the problem.
I think what happened, Jerry, is there's been such a lack of mark-out moments on the show. Like, back in the day, you know, you had real catchphrases from wrestlers, and the fans would chant the phrase along with the wrestler. You had big moments in matches. People would mark out in the match, you know what I mean? You had stuff to mark out for, and the crowd just became bored there. They went to that England crowd one time. The crowd was so fucking bored, they started chanting a whole bunch of weird shit. They started singing random songs, stuff like this, because they were so fucking bored with the show. And then the other fans just they just copied what happened that one time there. You know what I mean? And that's what they do now. The fans are so fucking bored at the show, they just fucking chant fucking along with the songs, and they sing songs to Bayley for 15 minutes during her match. They don't really care about the actual match. You know what I mean? If they actually cared about the match, they would be all into it, and they'd be looking at the match for real. They wouldn't just be singing a bunch of bullshit and trying to look at themselves on the Titantron to see if the camera is pointing at them. You know what I mean? It's not the same, but if WWE could improve and give the fans real shit to fucking mark out for and to cheer and stuff, then they wouldn't do all this NXT fake indie style chants there. Because that's another thing. You have the indie crowd coming in because all their indie wrestlers are on WWE now. They're bringing in the indie boys, and that's how they're used to doing it, to fake mark out. Like every time the Young Bucks do a super kick, the crowd pretends to mark out. After 50 super kicks in the same match there, Jerry, you're not gonna mark out every time. That's impossible. You know, if somebody does the same thing nonstop, you're not gonna keep marking out every time. It's a fake kind of mark out there, and that's about it there. Just hopefully this fucking thing, this piece of shit fed is gonna fucking improve there, and hopefully we can go back to enjoying wrestling instead of, like, I feel like shit when I watch this show. Like I have to force myself to not fall asleep. I force myself to keep watching something that's not interesting. My mind just wants to look away. You understand? My body just wants to lay down on the couch and turn away from the television so I can sleep. That's what my body does. I'm sitting on the couch and my body wants to lay down so fucking bad. And my mind, it's like watching a really, really, really bad movie. You know how you fall asleep on a really boring movie? Well, that's what it does. My brain wants me to look away from the TV. I don't want it to be like that. I'd like to be interested in the fucking show again. I understand that it's not TV 14. I understand that Steve Austin is never coming back. But does it have to be that fucking shitty? It doesn't. It doesn't, fuck. Give a fucking character to all these noobs there with no charisma. If they're known to be great wrestlers, let him have great matches on Raw then. I mean, for fuck's sakes, man. Jerry, any final words?
Really all I gotta say is, this whole mentality that they're doing right now is eventually gonna kill professional wrestling. I've been reviewing this for years and years and years, but I used to love making videos about wrestling all the time. I used to love uploading videos talking about it. Don't get me wrong, I love doing the rants and stuff, but the thing is, it gets to the point where when you're basically, I'm repeating myself all the time. You know what I mean? And that's not fun. And not only that, but at least they could give us something on the show. There's nothing great on the show. There's nothing great. Some of these wrestlers aren't legitimate stars. Most of them are smaller than me and you, WJ.
Most of them are smaller than me because I'm fat there, but
No, I mean height-wise.
Well, I'm only 5'10". I'm about the same height as most of them. I would never have thought that, that I would be the same size as the wrestlers. I grew up with the Warriors and the Hogans. If I would have known that I could have become a wrestler with my look, I would have tried to become one. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that it was impossible because I didn't have that kind of look and shit. So had I have known, I would have fucking tried, but whatever. Fuck, just improve. Fuck, give us real wrestling, basically, and real fucking skits and real promos. Fuck this PG horse shit. Make it good, you dumb pieces of shit. Fix your fucking product. It's time to improve, you dirty fucking pieces of cunt. Until next time, peace.